It's time to set off. Yi Chen, don't disappoint me. It seems the records in the fragment weren't wrong. Sure enough, the entrance to the Tianyuan ancient secret realm is right here. Now, the key to the Tianyuan ancient secret realm is in my hands. Even though the secret realm is filled with numerous traps, I can easily reach the critical location. As long as I can obtain the inheritance of the Tianyuan Supreme, I will definitely find Gu Chang'e to cleanse the humiliation, and that bitch Su Qingxia too. Looking at Yi Chen's attitude, Yi Ji didn't know what to say. Has it really developed to this point? Yi Chen asked Yi Ji. Gu Chang'e brought the old monkey down to the lower realm and easily destroyed the Kaoyuo Holy Land. Could his goal also be the Tianyuan ancient secret realm? You're right, other than this ancient secret realm, nothing in the lower realm could attract Gu Chang'e's attention. If that's the case, once the secret realm opens, Gu Chang'e will definitely be the first to arrive. The secret realm must have many restrictions, and the old monkey of Gu Chang'e definitely won't be able to enter at his peak state. If I can obtain the inheritance in the secret realm, when Gu Chang'e arrives, I can use the secret key to control the traps and formations to deal with him. Wouldn't that make Gu Chang'e a fish waiting to be slaughtered? Master, do you think I already have hope for revenge? Yi Ji was suddenly asked by Yi Chen, and froze, not knowing how to answer. It sounds good, but how do we know if Gu Chang'e can enter the critical location? On the surface, Yi Chen said that Yi Ji's point made sense. But in his heart, he thought, Yi Ji actually chose to believe in Gu Chang'e and couldn't see through my methods. Perhaps after receiving pills from Gu Chang'e that time, my master changed. At this point, Yi Ji spoke again, advising Yi Chen to be cautious and emphasizing that the forces behind Yi Luli are very powerful. Before he reaches the Void God realm, it's best not to have any dealings with her. But Yi Chen had already started to feel dissatisfied with his master, thinking that his master was worried about him teaming up with Yi Luli to deal with Gu Chang'e. He wanted to see what expression his master would have when Gu Chang'e died at his hands. After Yi Chen entered, the Tianyuan ancient secret realm officially opened. Nearby cultivators quickly gathered and began searching for opportunities. As soon as they stepped inside, they realized that their cultivation was being suppressed. A boat had already appeared near the secret realm. Young master, it seems that the Tianyuan ancient secret realm restricts cultivators below the Great Being realm. The inheritance of a near-ultimate powerhouse just happens to limit cultivation to an appropriate level. As Gu Chang'e had predicted, the Tianyuan ancient secret realm is exactly the place where Yi Chen can accumulate experience points. If he's not mistaken, even though Yi Chen's cultivation has not reached the Great Being realm, he still has enough strength to dominate here. The people below quickly realized this. The ones who had just arrived were from the Lin family and that young master. They immediately signaled each other and avoided the area, not daring to approach. Gu Chang'e told everyone to suppress their cultivation and enter together. Inside the secret realm, Yi Chen was dealing with the corpse of a beast when he heard someone calling for him. He was very pleased, because it was Yi Liuli. Seeing that figure, Yi Chen immediately felt his heart stir. After 3 years, Yi Liuli had grown to this extent. She was now on equal footing with Su Qingxia. Seeing the look in Yi Chen's eyes, Di Shui angrily shouted, "Close those filthy eyes of yours. How dare someone as lowly as you look at the face of my young mistress? 30 years east of the river, 30 years west of the river." The elder's words seemed outdated. "How dare you point fingers at the 9 heavens true dragon with the likes of you, a bug I've never even seen? Only someone as talented as young Master Gu deserves to be with my young mistress." Fearing that Yi Chen might misunderstand, Yi Liuli spoke up to stop her. But Di Shui continued, "If it weren't for this kid, how could Gu Chang'e treat you so poorly, leading to the two of you? Di Shui, don't let me hear that disgusting name again. Liuli, are you, and Gu Chang'e? What are you thinking? Then why did you say he's annoying? What exactly happened? Have you suffered some grievance?" "It's nothing. It's just that Gu Chang'e, he's the young master of the Chongqing family from the upper realm, and his background is much stronger than mine. If I want to deal with him, I must be cautious." But Yi Chen was extremely angry. What's so great about Gu Chang'e? No one can do anything to me. In the storage ring, Di Chan had also heard everything. Gu Chang'e's power was so vast, yet he still spared Yi Chen. Could it really be because he wants to win me over? At this moment, Gu Chang'e and his group entered the secret realm. One person exclaimed, "The celestial trees here are lush, the spiritual energy is abundant, it is truly a place of creation." Old Ming immediately spoke up to remind them, "I have taught you all not to be fooled by the appearance of things before you. How is it that you're treating this as idle talk? Use your spiritual sense to perceive." In such an environment, evil energy is mixed in, and traps and mechanisms are hidden within, making them difficult to predict. This operation is very important for the young master. We must be very careful, and not make any mistakes. However, Guchanga spoke up and told Old Ming not to worry too much, as he had a way to find a safe path. "The mark I left on the elixir still exists. The secret realm has not been open for long, even though Yi Chen and the others are acting quickly, they have only just reached the outer perimeter of the important location. Let Yi Chen be my trailblazer. He must do his best." Just as Guchanga had predicted, Yi Chen and Yi Liuli's group had just arrived at the tomb entrance. Yi Liuli did not expect that, after years of not seeing each other. Yi Chen's strength had already reached the peak of the Saint Realm. Although Yi Chen had the key, and the journey here had been smooth, for some reason, deep in his heart, he always felt an uneasy sensation. There was also another strange thing. Throughout the journey, the master had not spoken a word. Perhaps the inheritance secret realm is right here. To avoid unnecessary delays, let's go in quickly. Yi Chen shouted. Di Shui, seeing how close the two were, could only angrily think to herself, this kid only has some luck, having gained some opportunities. Apart from that, how could he possibly compare to Guchanga? According to the map information in Yi Chen's hands, this is indeed the tomb of a certain quasi-supreme expert. If the information is correct, deep in the ancient city ahead, there will be a palace, and inside will be the inheritance of that expert. Yi Chen reminded, the evil energy here is getting stronger, we should still be careful. As soon as his words fell, a huge demon beast appeared. When it was about to attack the group, it was struck down by Di Shui with a single palm. No one expected that there would be so many demon beasts around. Yi Liuli said, eliminate them. You go ahead, we'll handle the rest. There was no other choice. Yi Chen said, everyone hold on for a bit, I'll go to accept the inheritance. After dealing with it, I'll come back to help you. Just as they were about to make a move. At this moment, all the demon beasts were suddenly struck away by a single palm. The one who made the move was none other than Guchanga. Yi Liuli angrily questioned, how did you all arrive so quickly? Guchanga did not hide it and said, this is thanks to your brother Yi Chen. Guchanga admitted that he had already made a move, influencing Yi Chen. By now, Yi Liuli finally understood why Guchanga had never made a move on Yi Chen. She also guessed that Guchanga's purpose for descending was precisely for the inheritance in this secret realm. It seems you're quite smart. But what confused Yi Liuli was, Guchanga comes from the Changshan clan, and such inheritances are not something he lacks. Why would he still target the tomb of a quasi-supreme expert? It's fine if you don't understand. Guchanga saw through the little girl's thoughts. He knew she was trying to buy time for her brother Yi Chen. So, he immediately ordered everyone to clear the way. The others didn't waste words and immediately flew up, using their palm power to strike at Yi Liuli's group and the demon beasts. When Di Shui was about to take action, she was immediately stopped by Old Ming. In just one round of attacks, Yi Liuli's group was severely injured, losing their combat ability. Yi Liuli could only watch as Guchanga left. Before leaving, Guchanga even instructed Old Ming, do not let anyone disturb them. At this moment, Yi Chen had already arrived at the inheritance place he had longed for. In his heart, he hoped that Yi Liuli could hold on for a little longer. From the outside, it was clear that the interior of this palace was not as safe as Di Shui had imagined. More importantly, the evil energy here was very strong. She reminded Yi Chen to mentally prepare in advance. However, Yi Chen did not take her words to heart, thinking she was overthinking. He had already prepared pills to deal with the evil energy here. Soon, Yi Chen also opened the large door. The evil energy rushed out from inside. No wonder this is the place of creation for a quasi-supreme expert. The lingering pressure is so powerful. Inside the palace, a shadow was sitting on the main seat. A long spear was pierced through his body, and iron chains were wrapped around him. Yi Chen swallowed nervously. He thought to himself, wondering where the inheritance was. A voice suddenly sounded, surprising him greatly. The inheritance is in the corpse on that throne. The person answering him was none other than Guchanga. Guchanga's gaze turned toward Yi Chen, as if saying, "This time, you're definitely dead." Yi Chen could not believe it. How could it be Guchanga here? Guchanga spoke ambiguously. "Yi Chen, you are really foolish. I've been here for half a day, just waiting for you to open the door for me. As for why I am here, you can ask yourself. Anyway, you found the path and helped me enter." A thought quickly flashed through Yi Chen's mind. Someone must have leaked information to me. But who? He chose to trust Yi Liuli. She would never do such a thing. Yi Chen suddenly looked down at the ring on his hand. Guchanga seized the opportunity to speak, greeting Di Shui and hoping she would appear to meet him. Upon hearing Guchanga's words, Yi Chen realized that his previous guess had been correct. He took off the ring and threw it to the ground. "I respected you as my master, yet you teamed up with the enemy to harm me over a pill." At this moment, Di Shui also appeared, looking at Yi Chen with disappointment. Given their relationship, how could she not know what Yi Chen was thinking? "You joined forces with Guchanga to harm me, is this your true face? No wonder you've been so unreasonable lately. Is it because of guilt? We've been together so long, you should have me in your heart. I didn't expect you to be like that vile woman, Suchinga, flattering and crawling around the stench like ants." Di Shui felt a chill in her heart. If Yi Chen already thought this way, then she didn't need to explain anything further. From now on, our master-disciple bond is severed. Final notification, Yi Chen has severed ties with his master. Yi Chen's fortune points decreased by 200 points, and the host's destiny points increased by 1,000 points. Guchanga smiled and greeted Di Shui. He thought her expression was much better than before. Fortunately, with the spirit-gathering pill from the young master, Di Shui had been able to recover to her current state. Otherwise, relying on certain people, who knows when she could have been reborn, and in the end, even a trace of her soul might have disappeared. Yi Chen had been silent since just now, standing there listening to the conversation between the two. Guchanga continued, "It seems that the misunderstanding between Yi Chen and Yan Ji is quite deep. But for Yan Ji now, whether Yi Chen has a misunderstanding or not doesn't matter anymore." Guchanga pretended to feel guilty. "What I said earlier made Yi Chen think that Yan Ji had revealed his whereabouts to me. That's not true. Enough, there's a limit to your boasting, right? Just look at the smug look on your face." Seeing Guchanga act as though he was considering her, compared to Yi Chen's attitude toward her today, it seemed he had truly never regarded her as a master. Yi Chen could no longer hold back and spoke up, "Guchanga, at this point, do you still plan to play the good guy? You teamed up with her to scheme against me, just so I would open the door to this great hall, right? Having such a master, not only do you not cherish it, you still continue to hurt others." She rejected my attempts to recruit her, and didn't abandon me when I was at my most difficult. At that time, I thought a woman like her was truly rare in this world. Now that you've gotten the inheritance and have a backup, do you plan to abandon her? You're lying. Clearly, it's the two of you who schemed against me. If she schemed against you, why don't you look at yourself? How many times have I helped you escape? Don't you find it strange? Yi Chen, are you planning to remain foolish forever? Yanji spoke, asking Guchanga to stop talking. If he doesn't mind, she would be willing to follow him from now on. Yi Chen immediately cursed, "Bitch," and was immediately slapped away. This slap was not dealt by anyone else, but by Guchanga himself. If Yanji is willing to follow me, I certainly welcome it. Yanji's allegiance resulted in the host's fortune points increasing by 400 and destiny points increasing by 2,000. Guchanga took out the soul-nourishing jade as a welcome gift to celebrate Yanji following him. How could he let her suffer in a storage ring? Yi Chen painfully stood up. Using the key to activate the power of the secret realm, he swore to kill Guchanga. The surrounding energy began to fluctuate violently. Guchanga told Yanji, "Quickly go inside the soul-nourishing jade to rest, I'll handle everything here." Before disappearing, Yanji reminded Guchanga, "The secret key in Yi Chen's hand can control the formations of the secret realm, and its power is immense. You must not let your guard down." At this moment, a golden-colored general was above Yi Chen's head, extraordinarily fierce. As Yi Chen was preparing to charge forward, Guchanga sneered, "You think a mechanism formation can deal with me?" A gigantic hand grabbed the golden-colored general's fist. That was Guchanga's heavenly demon giant. Yichen was confused. What kind of monster is this giant, to be able to resonate with the weapon of the expert on the throne? But Guchanga only responded, a person about to die doesn't need to know too much. Yichen wasn't going to die so easily. He controlled the general, launching an attack and sending out a palm strike. But Guchanga's heavenly demon used its hand to cover the general's mouth. The key in Yichen's hand shattered, and the general was torn apart by his own palm strike. Then, Yichen was seen lying there motionless, while the golden-colored general quickly dissipated. Kid, you've been jumping around for so long, today I'm going to end you. Yichen didn't understand why Guchanga wasn't suppressed by the secret realm's restrictions. Am I really going to die here? At this moment, Yi Liuli struck with a sword, trying to stop Guchanga. But her sword only struck halfway before it stopped. Guchanga seemed to have anticipated that Yi Liuli would come. Old Ming easily blocked Yi Liuli and her group. It was Guchanga who secretly ordered Old Ming to let her in. Guchanga asked Yi Liuli, do you want to save Yichen? Maybe Guchanga was waiting for her to say this. Yi Liuli firmly said, as long as Guchanga releases Yichen, anything can be discussed, as long as the conditions aren't excessive. But how could Guchanga let her speak the conditions to him? The heavenly demon lightly squeezed its hand, and Yichen's scream made Yi Liuli extremely worried. Liuli, never agree to him. Even if I die, I won't let you beg him. Did I ask you to speak? This time, Yichen was squeezed so hard that he sprayed blood. Yi Liuli saw this scene and, in her desperation, couldn't help but urge Guchanga to state his conditions. Anything I can do, I'll do. Guchanga seized the opportunity to demand that she open her sea of consciousness and agree to become his slave. Yichen, who was in a coma, heard these words and immediately regained consciousness, shouting for Yi Liuli not to agree. Another mouthful of blood was spat out. Yi Liuli could no longer bear it and immediately agreed to Guchanga. Guchanga's desire to control her was indeed ambitious, but it seemed that he had miscalculated. The Yi family had a spiritual power technique that could eliminate any attack targeting the soul. Dealing with the slave seal was as easy as flipping a hand. She actually dared to agree to his terms. As a princess from the upper realm, she was willing to make such a deal for a mere lower realm boy, Yichen. You don't need to worry about it. I agree, but you must swear not to harm my brother Chen anymore, and you can't kill him. If you break this oath, your soul will be devoured by the heavenly demon. And you'll fall into the demonic path forever, condemned by all eternity. Guchanga smiled and asked, do you really want me to swear such an oath? He immediately pointed to the sky and repeated Yi Liuli's words. Yi Liuli was momentarily stunned, not expecting Guchanga to agree so easily. I've fulfilled your request. Now it's time for you to fulfill your promise. Or are you regretting it now? It's not too late. If you want to make a move, do it quickly. Stop talking nonsense. She was indeed a little anxious. If that's the case, then I'll start. Guchanga pointed a finger at Yi Liuli's forehead. She suddenly became like a soulless person. An extremely strange bottle appeared. Yichen's figure was gradually obscured in front of her. When she looked again, Yichen's figure had already turned into Guchanga. When Yi Liuli woke up, she couldn't remember what Guchanga had done to her. Of course, that was something he had to do. If it was already done, then shouldn't Chingij be released now? What should you call me? Yi Liuli suddenly, as if losing her soul, called out to Guchanga twice, Master. She was also surprised at herself. Could it be the effect of the slave seal, from just now? Guchanga explained, the slave seal is just a low-level thing. What I used is called the demon-subduing bottle. This technique is extremely secret, and only the most powerful beings can perceive changes in the sea of consciousness. Under the influence of this technique, you will gradually forget what happened. Soon, you will become my absolutely loyal demon marquis. Upon hearing this, Yichen cursed angrily, Guchanga, you are truly despicable. But in Guchanga's eyes, he was nothing more than a dead man who only knew how to talk nonsense. You already swore an oath, how could it be? Before he finished speaking, the huge heavenly demon once again squeezed him. The heavenly demon devours the soul, eternally falling into the demonic path? To me, the heavenly demon is just a supplement delivered to my door. Because I am a demon myself, the path I walk is the demonic path. At this moment, Yichen finally sought Yi Liuli's help. A system prompt sounded, the luck of the child of destiny has reached 0. The rule-triggered kill has been activated. Then Yi Chen disappeared. In the face of Yi Chen's death, Yi Liuli felt not the slightest